Koopstrooper was nice enough to grant me an interview. And
Exclusive interview. No one else is allowed to interview me, as you said.
yeah,
You'll hear from your lawyers
this
immediately.
this is an exclusive interview, by the way. Yes, this is exclusive.
I don't know how many emails I get each day for people asking me to interview me, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
like
I
you
already I have a contract.
you turned down Grandpoo Bear. You turned down. I see. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. You're like, nope. I got an interview lined up with Chess.
This is the most prestigious position, so I have to take it.
Okay. So basically, just to set the stage, 12 days ago, our friend Koopstrooper posted a video, a sort of PSA, letting the community know that a lot of levels were being deleted, specifically levels with the hashtag. You want to add a little bit to that or kind of follow me up on the intro, Bush?
Sure. It wasn't like, as soon as things started happening, it was already been a little bit.
I see.
But I'm like, things are still kind of going. Levels are still getting deleted.
Uh-huh.
I knew some other people were like going to be making a video on it, but it was like just kind of like early in the day that day. I was like, I have some free time. I just want to get a video out there and see if I can spread the word at least as best as I personally could. I basically made my first PSA in I think about 3.5 hours. I was just speed running it.
Yeah, it was an awesome video and
Yeah.
it connected immediately. Like everybody, I'll say it right now. DGR, Panga, Grandpoo Bear, all of those streamers and Mario creators. I heard Ryukar too. I'm not sure though. But all of those creators watched your video and actually talked about you on stream. Some of them talked about you on stream and on YouTube as well, and referencing your video. And first of all, really appreciate what you did because you kind of raised awareness in a big way, and really kind of including myself. I had no idea what was happening, and I'm part of Team Precision, and so can you give us a really quick overview because I want to come back to this, but I kind of want to set it up and explain a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going to ask you. I have a couple of questions, but can you kind of briefly just kind of talk how everything went really quick? I know you did a little bit, but I kind of want to move back. You see what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so the first time I heard about it, we were kind of speculating for a while that it could be potentially dangerous if like team levels started getting deleted for advertising, because then basically everything was on the table in maker teams for getting deleted.
Yes, very
About like
famous
a
levels.
month ago. Yeah, very famous levels. About a month ago, there was a Team Precision level, Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know. You might have played. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a very old level. It's from 2019, I think.
I'm not familiar with it.
But it was a level just called Dunkin' Donuts that got deleted for advertising, which I think it's kind of, it's sad, but it's hilarious in a way. Because there are like Mario Maker 2 brand levels that are like created by like brands to try to
Wendy's made a level.
Advertise. Yeah, Wendy's made a level, but we're not allowed to make Dunkin' Donuts level. Like
I think
I feel like the Wendy's level would get reported. It would get taken out if it was reported.
Arby's made a level too.
Yeah, but we saw that get deleted for advertising, and and immediately a bunch of like red flags were like, okay, we're starting to get worried about like what if like hashtags are gonna get hit.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like probably like a month after that, I was just in a call and I got someone let me know that like a bunch of Team Shell levels just got hit for advertising, and
wow,
it was like, oh no, it was so much on the first day. I mean, obviously, I feel like someone was reporting it because it was a lot of like legendary levels. Like there's level like Yoshi Vanitas, for example, that's like a 10 plus, and like one of the most popular shell levels ever. It's like, okay, that's out. A bunch of like hard stuff is like, okay, it feels like we're probably getting targeted, and I was pretty scared that like other stuff was going to get hit as well. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, who cares about Team Shell? Like, I mean, whatever.
This is
but
going
like
on
he said,
YouTube. This is going on YouTube.
yeah, this is going. I know this is going on YouTube. It's a joke. It's a joke. Hopefully, people will see that.
I really hope they patch all of those shell jumps for Mario Maker 3, right? Come on.
Yeah, I hope so. You know,
We're gonna get banned
we gotta make this community a
from the
better
caster
place.
community. Okay, I'm totally joking about that. I'm totally joking about that. Okay, in any case, so basically a bunch of levels were being deleted for for people on YouTube. I just kind of I like to talk about things as if nobody knows. I'm actually gonna ask you what is Mario Maker, by the way, because I have no idea
Oh,
what that
really?
is. Yeah, I have no
Oh,
idea what that
you
is.
don't? That's
I just bought
surprising,
this
considering
shirt.
your current
I bought
stream is set to the category of Mario Maker 2,
I just
and you're
bought this
wearing
shirt
a
for
main
the
shirt.
interview.
Oh, you bought that? Okay. Yeah, don't check the rest of his YouTube channel.
Okay, in any case, so a bunch of levels were being deleted, and so you made this video, and it reached a lot of people, and other videos were made as well. Some of them were being made as you were making yours, and but for some reason your video connected a lot, and it really brought a lot of awareness. And with that being said, what's he making? He's make I don't know. It's like a guy. It's like a. It's I think this guy with the mustache. That's Mario, right?
Yeah, that is Mario.
That
I
is
mean, you wouldn't
Mario, right?
understand because you haven't played the game.
Okay, okay. So in any case, this brings us to our next question. What is Mario Maker?
It's a game where people can. It's basically a level editor that people can upload, create Mario levels, and then upload them to the servers where other people can play them.
So yeah,
And that gives you the opportunity to make styles of levels that you wouldn't traditionally see in Mario games.
yes, and there's at the moment there's 4 styles or 5, right?
There are 5, yeah.
5
I'm
with.
surprised you know that because you haven't played it.
So there's Super Mario Brothers 1 style, Super Mario Brothers 3. There's Mario World. You can make your own levels using all the tools. It's like basically like Mario Paint. The game has its origins in Mario Paint, but it's kind of like the Mario Paint setup, or template, or not template, but the what do you call that? Anyways, it's basically it's a game where you can make your own levels and upload them, and people can play them, and you can play levels from people all around the world. Now let me ask you this, because this is very relevant. How do you upload a level to Mario Maker?
So to upload a level, you have to beat it. So what that is a clear check. So you have to it puts you at the start of the level. You have to make it to the end, and I mean, yeah, I'm just saying that you have to beat it. But also, if you have checkpoints,
Uh-huh.
then you have to beat it from start without using those checkpoints. So it's a lot
Yes.
harder than what the potential players would have to do. So it makes like a level with checkpoints that gets deleted.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate.
So basically, everybody that wants their level to be played by people around the world, they have to beat or clear their own level. So if it's a really, really hard level, you will put a lot of work into uploading that. This brings us to our next question. Why are people, I mean, the fact which you brought up in your video, that a lot of the levels that were being deleted or targeted and mass reported, these levels had hashtags in them. What is the hashtag? Why do people put hashtags in their levels?
So a hashtag is like signifying that a level is either part of like a maker team, like Team Shell or Team Precision, or like part of some like other community. Like for example, like hashtag DGR. We were actually looking at like what the most common hashtags. Hashtag DGR is like bigger than all maker teams combined, which is
That's
kind of crazy to me.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
crazy.
That's pretty crazy, yeah.
So DGR is a pretty big streamer in the Mario Maker realm, and really big on YouTube. And so hashtag DGR are levels, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. These are levels that are meant to kind of troll the streamer DGR, and a lot of people make them. and they're
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them
usually
are trolls,
the
but some of them aren't. They're normal.
okay. Some of them are just like, hey, play my level, hashtag DGR.
Yeah, yeah.
But from my understanding, and this was like 7 years ago in Mario Maker One, a lot of those levels were meant to be really evil. Like
That's very true.
that's kind of what I felt the vibe was. They were really evil, and they were supposed to kind of torture DGR, right? And so yeah, I mean, but still, it's super crazy that those are the biggest hashtags. That's pretty crazy. So this takes us to hashtag TP, hashtag TS, and hashtag, what's the third one? TJ. What are
TJ, I will
those?
say,
And team
yeah,
music
sorry.
too. Go
There was
ahead.
another big one that
Uh-huh.
Lido Squad had a ton of levels
All
deleted.
right.
They were really targeted by
LS.
this.
LS.
Yeah,
So I guess I'll step in on this one. Uh, these hashtags that they add on as a part of the level title or the level description, these are hashtags that identify the levels as being part of a team. There's many teams in Mario Maker. So Mario Maker is a game that came out in 2019. No, I'm sorry, in 2015.
it was 20. Oh, yeah, sorry. Original Mario Maker is 2015.
Yeah, Mario Maker 1 was 2015. It was announced in June of 2014, and I remember that, and I was super excited. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to get to make my own levels." When it came out, I bought it 2015, and I really didn't discover Twitch until 2018. Uh, and in 2018, believe it or not, they deleted in December. I remember that they deleted 4 really really famous levels, and we'll come back to this. But just to kind of set the stage here, Mario Maker was released in 2019. So the
Mario Maker
DGRs,
1, 2015.
yes,
You said Mario
2015.
Maker's.
My
Okay,
bad. Mario
sorry.
Maker 2, 2019. And so here we are 7 years later, and Nintendo starts deleting all of these teams and specifically targeting the hashtag teams. And in a way, those levels have a big significance. These levels are levels by people who belong to these teams, and a lot of them are really really hard. They're really really difficult, and they are levels that are like part of a community, right? And this community,
Yeah.
these different communities in Mario Maker, we mentioned LS. LS means Lido Squad. And Lido Squad is all about this specific jump in between two spikes that's pixel perfect, right? Well, 3 pixels, right?
I'm not gonna. I'm not. I don't know. I just know that it's hard.
Yeah, these levels
I
are
think it's
hard.
pixel perfect.
And these levels take many many hours. A lot of these, I know that there are easy levels in each team, but typically like these are levels by people who are very uh specialized in one thing. For example, you have Team Precision, which is my favorite. I'm gonna guess that's your favorite too, Koops, right?
Yeah, it is.
Everybody kind of has like their own kind of team that they gravitate to in terms of levels. Some people don't play team levels. That's fine. But me and Coops like Team Precision. That means that people like us. I'm not gonna speak for myself, but Coops is an amazing precision player and maker, and some of your levels, Coops, took many many hours to upload, and you. I know for a fact that you were, you didn't want your level to be targeted, so you went ahead and re-uploaded. Can you tell us why you did that?
Yeah. So I saw, for example, I have a level stasis that's on the. There's a top 100 list for hardest Mario Maker 2 levels, and I
Wow.
saw a bunch of other levels on that list. I think people were reporting levels just straight down the list with hashtags.
Uh huh.
There are 5 like TP levels on that list, and Stasis is my level, and is the only one of those levels that I went and re-uploaded that basically immediately because I'm like, this is going to get targeted. And
Uh huh.
then all the other 4 TP levels in that list got deleted. So
What?
it's like I I knew I had to do it, otherwise, like it was gonna get hit, and I put a lot of time at that level. That's the biggest like achievement of
This
my
is
gaming career, basically.
this is something that I'm realizing right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw your video, and I saw everybody's. I saw a lot of the videos, but I really didn't have. And this is kind of why I wanted to interview and talk to you about this in a more in depth way, because I had no idea it was this serious. Like you just told me about 14 precision levels in this top 100 list being targeted. Like I feel like the people that were mass reporting, they really know the ins and out,
Yeah,
like
I'm sure
right.
they know because they had previously been in these like communities,
Okay, so
so they know
yes.
how things operate and they know what to
W-
target people that will make people upset.
Wow. Wow, that is crazy. That's pretty crazy. Wow, I had no idea. So, Team Precision is TP. There's also Team Shell. You mentioned earlier that a lot of really famous Team Shell levels were being targeted. Like, obviously, the people that were mass reporting these levels knew their way around, and they were like targeting these teams. And wow, you mentioned. I mean, we don't have to get into a lot of details, but I think that in your video you mentioned that the person that you kind of knew who it was, and that they were saying how, like, playing in teams is a mental illness or something like that. Like basically, it's like a this
Yeah,
grudge or this vendetta that they have against the teams, and it's like, so I'm really glad that you actually brought everything to light. Uh, so in conclusion, or not in conclusion, your video kind of was a PSA and alerted the community and made people call. Like you basically said, like
that was the goal.
you
Yeah.
should call Nintendo, you should report it, and I know that you did, and you got a lot of people to do so. Can you tell us a little bit about the response to that? Like how did everything respond, including the IGN stuff, whatever you want to touch on.
Sure. So when I contacted Nintendo, I first of all I sent an email to like the first Nintendo of America one. It was I think like NOA user agreement at Nintendo. I sent an email to that. I put all my like emails that I suggested people to send into a paste bin, so people didn't have to like write their own email. I wanted to try to make it as little as easy as possible, consuming as little time for people to be able to reach out because I wanted as many people to reach out as possible.
Uh-huh.
And then I called over the phone, just basically going over every like bit of evidence I had that this was like levels being mouse reported and not just like levels being taken down because they were like against terms of service. Because I don't think it's against terms of service. I don't think Nintendo really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm guessing when everybody, including me, reached out because we're reaching out to customer service, we're going to get the same response, which is just that like we'll forward this to people in other departments and they will make do with the information how they see
Uh-huh.
fit. Which I mean is fair. It's customer service. They're not the moderators of the game. What are they going to
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, like when I interacted with customer service, I had positive interactions. They were nice. They listened to me, and honestly, just at that point for me, like just having someone on the other side of the phone who was like, you know, in relation to Nintendo that was like listening to me,
Uh-huh.
it meant a lot, honestly, in terms of just like making me feel like I was heard, even though it's just that's like that's what their job is for corporate. Um, And I
Yeah.
guess touching on like the actual response from Nintendo, I mean, IGN in their article they said they had reached out to Nintendo for more information on
Yeah.
what was going on, but as far as I know, we haven't actually gotten any actual response from Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
I think they just fixed it and then just like moving on. So
Oh, wow.
I'm not expecting levels to get reinstated.
Wait. Did you say you're not expecting or you are expecting?
No, I'm definitely not expecting levels to get reinstated. I'm just happy that the deletions have stopped, to be honest.
Ah, okay. Okay. So you're confident, or you you have a strong feeling that Nintendo actually did stop the level deletions,
Yeah, I
and
can go into why I feel that way.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so um, like basically every day during this, we would see a bunch of new levels like getting deleted, and we knew it was not like just stuff getting discovered because we would get these emails from Nintendo that's like, "Hey, your level just got deleted." I know, like for example, like TP player Noel, they had 38 deletions like at the same time, and so their email inbox got hit with 38 separate emails that said your levels got deleted, which is like considering that your level is getting deleted for advertising slash spam content, literally mentioned spam content, and then you get spammed with 38 emails. The irony is not lost on me. Um, but like hold on, what was I thinking? I just went on a tangent.
No.
I lost my train of thought.
So you were talking about
Oh,
them stopping the deletion and why you thought,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Thank you, Bosh.
yeah,
So the reason why I think that they stopped is because we would see like hundreds of new levels get deleted every day, and we knew it was happening that day because we had timestamps on those emails. Um, we haven't gotten any of those emails since like server maintenance on last Tuesday. We know there was server maintenance last Tuesday because we could see that it was happening,
uh-huh.
and we also had been uploading test levels during the level deletions, which basically test level was it's just like you just upload something with a description. Like there's nothing in the level basically, and the description just has like hashtag Team Shell, for example.
Uh-huh.
And we just had players like, hey, can we all go and like report this level just to see if this gets taken down? So that's
Oh
when we just started
wow.
like discovering like, hey, these hashtags are getting hit. So we found a ton of. It's not just like maker teams even. Like I know Orator had a level that had the description hashtag Team Bald that
Uh-huh.
got deleted, and there's no Team Bald. So it's like okay, something is going on, something is up, something's going wrong. So
Yeah.
after the server maintenance, we uploaded a new test level that had like you saw that in the video. It had hashtag Team Shell, hashtag TS, hashtag LS, and
You know,
we a bunch of players reported that one too, and that's still been up. The previous ones got taken down basically immediately. So considering we haven't seen any deletions for advertising in a while, and this level is still up. I think they made a change. I think it's pretty
uh-huh.
clear that something has happened. I don't think it's just the report stopped because why? I mean, why would they just stop out of the blue?
Yeah, yeah. I see. I see. Well, the fact that you tested it and I didn't know that part. I knew that you had uploaded levels, but I didn't know the part where you guys actually went and reported them. That's pretty genius. Like that's
Yeah, well,
pretty cool.
that idea wasn't made by me. I think that was Leo X2, Kaizo player, who
Okay.
first got that idea. As like, hey, we should do this just so
Wow.
we can personally test out to see, hey, is the report system like hitting all these levels? Are levels actually getting taken down through reports? And considering that we saw they got reported and basically taken down like
Yeah.
super quick. It's like, okay, you can basically like take down whatever you want that has a hashtag if you report it. So obviously other people with, bad intentions found that out and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go start going down the line and just like, you know, hitting as many popular levels as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think it was a Nintendo automated thing. I mean, I thought about it, but you know,
I mean, I think
I don't want to
Nintendo
jinx
automated
myself.
things.
They do?
I think they take down some levels, like especially like a lot of like troll levels have been dealing with troll creators have been
Yeah.
dealing with level deletions for glitches for
Yeah.
a long time. Like a lot of buffer jump level deletions seem like they're automated because a lot of those stuff buffer jump level deletions aren't even part of maker teams. Like how would anybody even know to delete this, for example? So
Yeah.
some of it seems to be Nintendo automated. It's possible that a good chunk of these level deletions weren't in from reports. I mean, obviously, I can't know. I'm basically, speculating using as much evidence as I can because I'm not on working for Nintendo's moderator team. I don't know exactly what's happening. Um,
Maybe in the case
but
of
that's kind
that,
of what we would.
maybe in the case of that user Noel, maybe the reporting one level triggered all of their account. There were several people that got banned from.
Yeah, Noel got banned too.
I heard somebody from Team Shell too, a very
Yeah, I know
famous maker.
Dolphin got a like 2 week ban.
What? I did not know
Yeah,
that one.
like Casper, I think got a 2 week ban.
Yes, there you go. That's the one I was referring to. That's crazy. And a lot of levels, like it's so upsetting. Just to set the
Yeah,
stage, let's talk about our hardest levels and in Team Precision. How long did it take you to upload Stasis?
took me 41 hours.
Okay. Now, I like to say I'm not that good of a player, but I am one persistent MFer, right? That's what I
That's
like to
right, you
say.
are.
So I'll give you an example, and this is for anybody, and people have different skills of playing, and some people spend a lot of time on their levels. 41 hours for you is insane. That's crazy, because
That is the most I've spent on a level.
that's crazy. I've seen, and I'll give you an example too. Like my hardest level, I consider to be Pesto 2, and it took me. I like to think that it took me maybe like 80 to 90 hours. So twice as much as you. And that's the most I've ever done in a level. And it was over the course of 18 days. And I would play like 5 hours or 6 hours a day sometimes. And that was a
That's
that was a
dedication.
crazy run. So I guess 18 times 6, 10 times 6 is 60. 8 times 6 is 48. So maybe 100 hours, maybe 100 hours it took me to upload Pesto
How much?
2.
How much of that 100 hours were you, like
Talking
listening
and
to people's music on
listening
stream
to
and
music.
dilly dallying?
No, I was committed, man. I actually wanted to kind of briefly touch on this before we move on. What are people doing in order to protect their levels? We talked about re-uploading the levels, but and I kind of wanted you to talk about like how would you re-upload the level in terms of like making a copy of it in editor, that type of thing in CourseBot. Can you explain like what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did to upload Stasis, which is your hardest level?
So for re-uploading levels, all you have to do is you go on to your Course World account. Just go to the level, click delete, then go back to your course spot. And then since it's already cleared, you don't need to re-clear check it again. You just click upload back on the servers. It's really fast. But if a level gets deleted by Nintendo, then you have like this little like flag in your course spot by your level that shows you that whatever is in this like course slot can't be uploaded to the server. So what you'd have to do to get around that and re-upload the level is you'd have to basically recreate the entire thing in a different slot and then re-clear check it again. So in terms of if I wanted to re-upload Stasis to protect it from getting deleted, all I have to do is I can just go on the servers, delete it, and then upload it again from Corespot. It takes like a minute or less than that. If I
Uh-huh.
want to re-upload it after it gets deleted by Nintendo, I have to rebuild it and re-clear check. It's
I
probably
see.
like 40 plus hours to do that.
I see. I
So
see.
big time difference. And obviously, I care a lot about the play history of this
Yeah.
level. Like it's not an uncleared level, so
So let me get
player
this
who beat
straight.
it, Cordy, it's like I didn't want him to lose his clear, but obviously,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
of
also
course.
don't want the level to not be on the servers anymore. And we both understood that,
Yes.
like, that's kind of the reality.
Yeah.
We would rather have the level be up and without its play history than just have the
Yeah.
level be deleted.
So what you're saying is that you had stasis in your course bot, right?
Yeah,
And it had the little upload arrow. So do
you had
you
the
have
flag.
to
Yeah,
did you delete it from the server yourself
I did.
and then re-uploaded it with a different name? Okay, got it, got it.
No, I mean, this, yeah, different name. I just removed the TP
I
from the
see, I
name.
see.
That's a
I see, I see. you're a judge in team precision, right?
I am.
I am a judge in team precision too. And this is not to show off, but this is to kind of show like what goes into these teams. Like uh we each got like I know you have more than me, and I'm gonna ask you how many points you have. I have over 1,000 points in team precision, and I make points or I earn points by beating levels. So that tells you a little bit about like the commitment that some people have to their teams. Like I love team precision. It's like my favorite kind of style, and it's very precise and very, I like to call it mini platforming, like very, jump and land next to this muncher and don't die, and then and then you die. And there's a lot of dying. But how many points do you have in team precision, Koops?
I have a bit over 17,000.
17,000 points in team precision. So you put a lot of work into this, and all of a
I did,
sudden,
yeah.
and all of a sudden, you're seeing like that. Your team and many other teams are being targeted because of the hashtag, and the Nintendo's unspoken reason for this is advertising, or no, somebody got an email that said advertising, right?
Well, yeah, but also when you get a level deleted, you see a notification in game. I showed this on
Ah,
my videos.
I
Like
remember.
you can go
Okay,
you can go to my video and see it, but like it shows like the name of the level and it says like this level was deleted for, and it gives the reason, which is
I see.
advertising slash spam
Yeah.
content.
I'm actually gonna put all of your videos in the links below this video. That I am gonna try to upload this to YouTube. So basically, definitely worth re-uploading your level. I told myself that I didn't want to re-upload mine. I was scared, but I do have to admit that I don't know. I get like this sometimes. Like, hey, if I get my toughest level deleted, there's video of it, and I'll always
Yeah,
remember it.
I was thinking that too. I was scared to take it down. In your position, I probably wouldn't have taken it down. I just felt like I was making PSA videos. I was pretty sure
Yeah.
that whoever's reporting is
Yes, you're
probably
right.
seeing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I have to take my stuff down because it's got a
Yeah.
pretty high chance of getting targeted.
Yeah, and especially if I upload this too, right? But
I don't think
basically,
people are seeing it probably at this point.
yeah. Well, and actually, I feel like this kind of brought Mario Maker back into the spotlight. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, but similar to the chess boom of 2022, controversy kind of brings stuff back into the spotlight. And for a brief moment, after 7 years, we started seeing a lot of videos pop up, including yours in Mario Maker. And this brings me to the level deletion of 2018. And I love what Panga said in his video. Pangaea Panga is a very famous Mario Maker, and arguably like the first really, really hardcore Mario Maker player making the Pit of Panga levels.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know. Like Pitapanga U-Break was like the hardest level when the game came out.
yes, yes. Like I heard Carl Sagan 42 say, another streamer by the way, say that Panga would go live when Mario Maker started with 8,000 viewers and stuff like that. Like serious, crazy stuff. But when that game came out, Panga, was already, Panga, when the game came out in 2015, Panga made Dram World, Super Dram World in 2015. You see what I mean? So Panga was already big in the ROM hacking world, and Panga playing Mario Maker, it was just like everything coming together, and it was like it kicked off Mario Maker like crazy. But I had no idea at the time. I had no idea. I wish I could go back in time and at least watch all of this stuff, because I missed everything. I discovered Twitch in 2017, and I discovered people like Barb and Carl Sagan. But anyways, going back to what Pangaea Panga said. Panga said something very interesting, referring the 2018 level deletion. And let me recap. Let me talk about that really quick, because it relates to what we're talking about. In 2018, they deleted. In December of 2018, they deleted 4 very famous levels, including Mission Impossible. Have you heard of this level?
I played it.
Mission Impossible, Mecha Balsilla, right? What's the name of that one?
Yeah, I think that's it. I
The
mean, I remember playing these like when I
yeah,
was, like a kid playing that stuff. They were huge.
the Return of Mecha Balsilla or something like that. I can't remember. If anybody can tell me in chat. Uh, the third level, I know there was a Super J Bizzle level as well. Oh, and Go Sagan's Magnum Opus. So those 4 levels were deleted. I do remember that J Bizzle re-uploaded the level, but the other 3 weren't re-uploaded, and they were reinstated. And back then, there wasn't a YouTube video that did it. It was literally on Twitter. I remember that a lot of people spoke about it on Twitter. They tagged Nintendo. Somehow they caught Nintendo's attention. And Nintendo had made a commercial advertising the release of Mario Maker on the Nintendo Switch Lite. And they literally had a level that was a copycat level of Mecha Balsilla. So it didn't make any sense that they would delete that level. It was clearly like a mass reporting. That's what it felt
Yeah.
like. But the moral of the story is that Nintendo did reinstate those levels. And I remember thinking at that precise moment, because we were 4 years into Mario Maker 1, and people were like, I feel like a 2 is more unlikely than a 3. Like, we didn't know if there was going to be a Mario Maker 2. And a lot of people were like, there's not going to be a Mario Maker 2. I always had hope. But when Nintendo did that, it really gave me a lot of hope. My first thought was like, we're getting a Mario Maker 3 because they care about this community. Like, that's what I felt. But look at what
Yeah, we're
Panga
getting a
said.
Mario Maker 3 back in 2019.
I'm sorry, Mario Maker 2.
Sorry, I had to say it. I'm so mean.
We're getting a Mario Maker 2. That's what I thought. And so Panga said the following in his video, and which he referred to your video as well. Panga said, well, we're getting level deletions. You know what that means? We're getting a new game. Because in like 2 months later after that whole saga, we got the announcement that we are going to get Mario Maker 2. This was in February of 2019. And it came out in June of 2019. So I like that thought. And that takes us to Mario Maker 3. Do you think we're getting a Mario Maker 3?
I'm not sure if we're getting a Mario Maker 3. I think there's reason to expect that you could see one. It would be popular. People would play it. It's been a while now. It's been almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years.
Wow, right?
6, 7 years. About that. Since Mario Maker 2 came out.
7. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's been
So I could see it, but I don't personally think that this wave of level deletions has any relation to making Mario Maker 3 more or less like.
well, my thoughts are this. I have a couple of thoughts. If we got a Pikmin 4, we're getting a Mario Maker 3. That's one thought. Another thought,
Why does that mean anything?
well, Pikmin 4, I don't think the game did exceptionally well. It's not like a super huge. It's not like Metroid. It's not like Mario.
Is Metroid super huge? I don't think so.
Metroid is one of Nintendo's main main
Yeah,
IPs,
but I
right?
think in terms of what Miyamoto thinks, Pikmin is a series created by him, for example.
Yeah,
Nintendo cares a lot about
yeah. That's
keeping
what I
those
thought.
types of
Yeah,
IPs afloat.
I know it's Miyamoto's baby. Okay. It's kind of semi joking, but you're right. You're right.
Sorry, I'm being
It's
very
okay.
critical of these comparisons. I get what you're saying.
I see. I don't know. We got a Splatoon 3. How's that? We got a Splatoon 3.
Splatoon is kind of a moneymaker.
Okay, so Maker is not a money maker then.
Not a money maker, you could say. I mean, I think it kind of is. I think they would make money if they made it, but I think there's got to be a lot of cost to keeping the Mario Maker 2 servers with that many levels up.
I see. I don't know. I don't know. Like, couldn't we say the same thing about Mario Maker 2 though? Like being up, you see what I mean? Like, I f-
Yeah, I
back then, I'm serious. The situation was nobody believed in Maker 2. Nobody. Like
I feel like the chance of Maker 2 back then, I guess I'm saying this in retrospect, but I
uh-huh.
feel like it's a lot higher than Maker 3 right now. And the reason I say that is because you're going from Wii U to Switch.
Uh-huh.
So many more people had a Switch that could want to have access to that to Mario Maker compared to people with a Wii U, which is not that many. And it's a whole new console, a whole new
Yeah.
different types of things you could use for making. I mean, you have handheld mode.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But I mean, now that we're going from Switch to Switch 2, you can still play Mario Maker 2 on like Switch 2. So if you're releasing Mario Maker 3, you're really splitting up that player base. I mean, the fact that they released Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 on the same console, I mean, they split up that player base and they still, they still decided to make Splatoon 3.
That's
But
crazy.
there's if they make Mario Maker 3, then they're really, they're kind of it's somewhat redundant with Mario Maker 2 to have them both on the same, you know, playable console library.
Well, it's not I mean, we are already seeing that. Look, let's take Wonder for example. Wonder is on the Switch 1, right? And Switch
Yeah,
2 obviously because it's backwards compatible. But the new Wonder DLC is only going to be on the Switch 2. You see what I mean?
yeah.
A lot of things too, like Nintendo will release a whole bunch of like golf games and soccer games. I think that those games are meant for library purposes. I'm not an expert in this. Like, hey, check out our library. We got a bunch of games. Maker is in that category. Maybe Maker 3 is gonna be like, hey, get a Switch 2. Here's Maker. Here's our roster. It's like
I think it
adding
would
to
get
the
a lot of people to
roster.
get a Switch 2.
I would get one. I
Yeah, I mean, same.
I got a Switch 1 because of Maker 2. It was really the only game I cared about on the Wii U. I mean, the Wii U, I mean, Mario Kart. I do like I'm a Nintendo Remix fan. But basically that's it. I literally just had Mario Maker and that. But the Switch turned out to be something quite different. I feel confident. I'm gonna say it just like this. I feel confident that Maker 3 is gonna be happening. So, but that's me.
Yeah,
Everybody's got their
you're
own.
more confident than me.
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
kind of doubt it. I think there's a higher, honestly, I could see a higher chance of like there being like a Switch 2 edition DLC type thing like they did for Wonder.
That's kind of what
Because it
that's
would still keep the same level library with it contained within that game. If you're making Maker 3, then you basically,
uh,
you'd
after
have to,
7 years,
this level library is getting split.
I mean that takes.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
didn't they
just
do that
Maker
with
3 just seems like to me.
dude? They did that with Mario Kart 8, right? they did. They gave us like so many new things after like 10 years.
They did do that after a long time. They put DLC in a game that first came out in 2014, like 8 years after the fact.
That's crazy, man. That is nuts. Maybe even 2013, or maybe 2013 was GTA 5. I don't
It
know.
was
I think it was
2014 for Mario Kart
2014.
8.
That is crazy. What a great game, huh? I love
It
that
is
game.
great. Yeah.
Every time I play that game, I have fun. It's one of those games that I'm like, dude, this game is so much fun, even after like what is it, 12 years? Yeah,
Yeah, wow, 12 years. Wow, okay. It's been
that's
a long time.
crazy. That's crazy. I bought Mario Maker 2. I bought the Switch because of Mario Maker 2. I literally was holding off. I was happy with my Wii U, and then boom, Mario Maker 2 was announced, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go buy a Switch 2. I mean a Switch 1. Man, there's so many numbers. I've gotten so much confusion with numbers.
You mean the Switch?
The Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
They missed out. They should have called it the Switch,
Missed
Make it
opportunity. You should be running Nintendo.
yeah, like make it like backwards compatible like two generations and stuff. In any case, I guess that to wrap it up, and I really appreciate your time with me on this interview. Actually, let me show you this. I actually, you know how it says interview with Koops? Are you watching the stream? Okay, so check it out. This was the other option.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there's a little bit of stream delay. I like this one. It boosts my ego.
I actually it's because of Interview with the Vampire Chronicles. But I was like the Koops.
You didn't make it just for me, really?
I was
I'm
trying to be
disappointed, Bosh.
funny. I'm trying to be funny. In any case, so I guess my question is, I wanted to ask you a little bit about you, since but not necessarily related to the whole drama. Like, how did you get into Mario Maker? How long you been playing it? How did you discover Team Precision? All that good stuff. And
Yeah, I mean,
also,
so
you're a streamer as well. You can talk a little bit about that, and I'll definitely plug you on the on the video, you know, info. Go ahead.
yeah, so I got Mario Maker in 2015. I mean, on the Wii U.
Oh wow.
So I've been playing for a long time, but I never really played that regularly. I mean, I was very young when Mario Maker came out, so I was basically like little Timmy making hot garbage levels.
Uh
I know I literally made a level that you had to like wait in a room for like a long time while a bunch of enemies rain down on you with conveyor belts. And
huh.
a lot of Hammer Bros, Bowser's, Bowser Juniors, the classic. Um, so I was putting out really quality content right from the jump. Um, but then I wasn't really any good. I didn't know about like the whole community behind it until like way later. I mean, I also got Mario Maker 2 in 2019. I played it. I played through story mode. I played through my friends' levels. But then I kind of put down the game, and I didn't really pick it up until like many years later. It was like late 2023. I was getting I decided what, I kind of want to. I feel like making some levels. Let's do that.
Uh-huh.
Maybe see if there are people online that I can watch, kind of get into the community with it. Um, so I just I made a couple things. I went to viewer level streamers, and I found TP. I was watching Fred51. I found Team
Uh-huh.
Precision. There was a Lord Woe level called M&W Goldust. It was a 1.5 in Team Precision. He was playing it, and I was like, this looks neat. I kind of already made like precision-y style levels because it was
Uh-huh.
like I liked that idea for that type of gameplay. So I was like, this looks exactly like my type of level and the stuff I'd be interested in. I played it, and it was literally at 1.5, and it took me an hour and a half to beat it back then in late 2023. I was not good. But it was fun, and it was like, okay, this is Team Precision. I'm gonna go look up the website. I'm gonna join. I'm gonna start
Uh-huh.
um, making levels for it. So when I was joining, my first goal was just like, okay, I'm just gonna get the 35 points to join,
Uh-huh.
and then I can like say to my friends like, wow, hey, I'm a Team Precision member. I got 35 points. I beat a 4. Like, are you kidding me? That's right, I did it.
Who do you
So
think you are? I am.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, I would be so proud just to say I'm a member of this team.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, there's no way I'm getting much more than that.
Yeah.
But as I kind of kept playing, I was like, stuff that was, if I'm just like slowly getting better, stuff that is previously looked completely unachievable to me. It's like, okay, actually, I'm not really that far away from being able to do something like this. So I just kind of, kept going, and the people were great. So, I was having fun. So that's why I keep playing, and I'm still playing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually I discovered I bought it in 2015 and I made precision as well too. It's kind of crazy how you you gravitate towards the style, but you were already making it. I was already making kind of precisiony levels as well, and I feel like in Mario Maker One there was a lot of like precision, but I don't think there was an official team. So I was there for the inception of Team Precision in
Yeah,
2019.
yeah. 2019 is, did you see One Frame?
Yeah, one frame. Yeah,
Yeah. One Frame is before my time, unfortunately. I
yeah,
feel like most of so many like legendary players I didn't get to meet. I
dude.
mean, I joined my join date for TP was January 2024.
Oh
So it's
wow.
like after like, the game's heyday.
Yeah, I remember like us talking about it, including in my stream. I'm not gonna say that it was born in my stream or whatever, but I literally remember us talking about and one frame being there and somebody saying like, "Yo, we should make a team," and talking about it like that. And then one frame just went and did a Google spreadsheet and started the team. Like boom.
Yeah, that's so awesome to see where it is now after it started like that.
Yeah, yeah, super cool, super cool. And Team Shell is super legendary as well. And I've you've made a Team Shell level, I suppose, right?
Yeah, I have 4 team shell levels. I think you beat
Okay.
all of them. They're all very easy.
I beat all of them? Oh wow.
I think so. I mean, they cap out at 2.0.
Oh yeah, I made one and it had two jumps that were like what the hell? And it's so funny to see streamers like I made a level.
That's why we make
I'm,
levels to send them to
I'm
streamers.
not gonna say who, but they were like, dude, what the Yes. And then
That's what you say to me.
no, and then like I felt like man, like I should have like tested the level because I got a lot of criticism and it is kind of interesting that I was like, "Oh man, I kind of disappointed some people." And then I show up at their stream and they're like, "Dude, I played your level. It was so much fun." And it's like and it reminded me of me like in my stream. I get so salty, but I think it's just like struggling with the level, but I have fun, I might say, man, like what is this jump? But deep down I'm having a lot of fun. It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
get it.
crazy.
In the classic, did you even test it?
Whoa.
And you say that about like published games like Hollow Knight. So
But sometimes I do mean it.
yeah, no, no. Sometimes it's warranted.
Dude, I was playing just on a side note here. I was playing Mega Man 7 on the Super Nintendo. And the last boss was so evil, man. Dude, I'm serious. So the last boss was super evil. And I was like I was getting a little bit I thought it was unfair. Like I thought like this is not fair. Like
It probably is.
literally I thought this is not fair. So I left it there and I came back the next stream to play the boss again. But in the meantime, in the interim, I did some research and I quote, obviously translated from Japanese. We wanted the last boss to be insane.
I think they got it. They succeeded with that.
Like, dude, what the hell, man? Dude, so I was right. And I was talking the other day about Gungeon. I feel like Gungeon, and I respect you for beating it so much. I feel like Enter the Gungeon is just unfair, man. I don't like that. And that's when
I think Gungeon is fair.
You think it's fair?
I think it's fair. It's
Okay.
just I've played games that I
Uh-huh.
personally feel like are unfair.
Uh-huh.
I think it's it requires a lot of patience because
Uh-huh.
you basically have to like kind of get back to where you were. They didn't put practice doors in the game. You have to get back to the
Uh-huh.
bosses by going all the way
Yeah.
there. But like everything has a set pattern that
Yeah.
you can figure out how to deal with. I don't think there's anything in the game other than maybe like some floors where things get super chaotic, but you kind of can see things are getting really chaotic and try to manage that. The game
Yeah.
also expects you to have a good like setup by the time you make it to the later
Yeah. That's
floors
what
so
I
that
was gonna
you're able
say.
to get through it. And the reason why I think it's good that the game expects you to do that is because then in the earlier floors you're encouraged to really try to explore
Perfect.
and get through.
Okay.
Because otherwise if you're just going straight through it, then it's not the game's fault if you just make it to the later floors and you
I
feel
see.
completely overwhelmed.
It reminds me of Bomberman 94, and I was playing that, and it's like Gradius. You have to. The game expects you to get to the last level like super, you know, OP. Like you have all the
Yeah.
weapons. Yeah, because if you don't, man, it's really hard, right?
I mean, and there is like RNG in terms of what you're getting,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
but usually I feel like if I make it to those floors and I've exhausted all my resources, it's like I know I see points in the run where I'm like, okay, I messed up in terms of why I like exhausted all my health, and they are very stingy with health upgrades,
yeah.
that's for sure. But like I make it late in the run, and I'm like,
Uh,
I'm probably not going to win on this just because I don't have that loadout, but I
yeah.
felt like it was because it's my fault that it didn't happen.
I'm gonna tell you something that, in a way, kind of contradicts that whole thing, and it made me quit a game. There's a fan-made game. It's a Zelda Link to the Past roguelike. You know what I'm talking about?
I probably know it.
Dungeons of Infinity. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So, Dungeons of Infinity, I got to the very last boss. I was so OP. I worked so hard to kind of do what we discussed as to what it takes to win Gungeon, right? You really power up. I powered up. I played perfect. I was like, I mean, perfect to my standards, I guess. I played the best that I could play. And when I got to the very last boss, they took away all of my weapons. They just took all of them away. The last boss is like, okay, no weapons. I got so upset that I quit the game. And I feel like I beat it. I really do.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
that.
think the unfortunate part about a lot of games like roguelikes like that,
Uh huh.
I really like to be able to actually practice something so I can feel confident with it.
Uh huh.
If you're putting a really hard boss at the end of like that's just so hard to get back to. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, if I even want to like try to figure out what's going on, I have
Yeah.
to play, like many more hours to get a good run that gets back there. I wish I that's like, I'm basically like be like I wish I could use like save states to figure it out and then do a good run. I know that's cheating, but like you probably understand what I mean.
I know what you mean. I didn't want. Like I never picked up the game, and there's no salt about it. I feel like I know I didn't beat it, Emil Drummer, but I got there, and I was a badass, and that's enough for me. I walked away. I'm good, and I had fun. That happens in so many roguelikes. I didn't know that. I've the only roguelike that I've played is that one and Gungeon. So does that happen in Gungeon? No, right?
No, you get to keep your weapons.
Yo, Koops, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I really appreciate it. I just want to thank you for not only doing this interview, but for putting out your video and really mobilizing the community and bringing awareness to this whole mass level deletion that's been happening. Okay, so I really appreciate it, and also I'm gonna definitely link all of your videos to to the information on the information of this video so that we can watch everything And hopefully, this is like Panga says. This is a sign that Mario Maker 3 is coming out. Any parting
We'll
words,
see
my
about that
friend?
one. Yeah, thank you, Punch, man. I appreciate it. Um, it's very fun having me on. I've been honestly, when you first mentioned that you wanted to do an interview, I was like, yo, I was really looking forward to it. It was a
That's
fun talk.
awesome. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun, and this was like it's cool that that we just did it, and on my end, it's cool that I reached out. I feel happy that I made it. Like just do it, and I really appreciate that you said yes. And this has been a lot of fun. I kind of had my first taste of an interview, and I kind of want to keep doing more. I had a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you coming on to to the stream to interview. Koops, you rock. Thank you so much again, and I will see you. I'll see you around. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
at
see you
player
around.
level.
Take care.